Is this you with our son?
Yes.
So you did raise him since he was
Yes.
a baby, correct?
Correct. But he's not my biological son, and you know this.
Do you each solemnly swear that any testimony you give today will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. You can both lower your hands. And counsel for the Attorney General's office.
Julie Damani for the Attorney General.
And I guess, Ms. Lewis, I'll let you proceed since it's your pleading. I've read it, and I understand there's no agreement on it.
That's correct, Your Honor.
You
And Your Honor, before we begin, I did have exhibits 1 and 2, which was just the same thing as attached to the motion. I didn't know if it would be okay to publish it through share screen, or I believe Ms. Damani told me that you have another way that you like for them to be published. Or
and Ms. Damani, just so you know, usually if an attorney has exhibits, the way my other offices handle it is they just ask for the link to be sent before the hearing begins, and then they just put it in for them. Because as you well know, it was very hard to set up. Like a lot of AGs are struggling with it. So I don't expect someone who's not familiar with Case Center to necessarily use it in a timely manner. I find it usually takes a while.
Buckle up, guys. Today we're stepping into a tense courtroom where order meets confusion from the very first minute. The judge is struggling with evidence setup, and you can already sense this isn't going to be a smooth hearing. The tension builds as the formalities begin, setting the stage for a case where every second counts, and one mistake could change everything.
I don't know if you have access, Mr. Damani. I guess we can pause the hearing and create one of those now, if that's how y'all want to do it.
Your Honor, if I may, they're attached to the motion. I don't know if that makes any difference. It looks to me like they're the same as what's already attached.
And that's correct, Your Honor. So, I mean, if the court would, I could ask the court to take judicial notice of it.
I can do that. I take judicial notice of the affidavit and his Exhibit 2. Does anyone, I take judicial notice of the affidavit and the time card details that are attached to the plea.
Okay. Thank you. May I proceed, Your Honor?
You may proceed.
Okay. Mr. Correa, can you please state your full name for the court?
Francisco Correa Barriga.
And where do you currently reside?
1507 Stone Mesa Drive, Houston, Texas, 77073.
How long have you lived there?
For like a year and 6 months.
Okay. And were you living at 1507 Stone Mesa Drive on March 26, 2025?
Yes, I was.
Okay. And where do you work?
I work for Admiral Glass Company.
What are your normal work hours?
My normal work hours are from 5 in the morning to about 5 in the afternoon.
Okay. And on March 26, 2025, what time did you report to work?
I was already on the clock and at work at 5 a.m.
Okay. And you have provided documentation via your time card for that week. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And does that time card reflect you clocking in for work at 5 a.m. on March 26, 2025?
Yes, ma'am. And being out at 5 p.m.
All right, guys, as the judge takes judicial notice and swears in Francisco, the stakes immediately rise. We're watching the system move from paper to testimony, and this is where truth and accountability collide. You can feel the courtroom tightening. Every word now matters, and Francisco's answers are about to determine whether his entire story holds any ground.
Have you seen the documentation? Well, let me ask you this. Were you at your home? Was it possible for you to be at your home at 7:02 a.m. on March 26, 2025?
No, ma'am. I was already at work since 5 a.m.
Okay, so if a return of service states that you were served on March 26, 2025 at 7:02 a.m. At your residence, would that be accurate?
No, ma'am. I was already at work.
Okay, have you ever personally been served with any court documents in this case?
No, ma'am, I have not.
Were you served with any documents on March 26, 2025?
No, ma'am.
Have you ever seen a citation or petition for this lawsuit prior to June 16, 2025?
No, ma'am. That is the day that I saw it on my emails.
Okay, and how many people live at your residence at 1507 Stone Mesa?
There's various family members, male and female, living there.
Okay, and are you aware of anyone at that residence may have mistakenly been served and presented any documents to you of this lawsuit?
Not that I am aware of. No, ma'am.
Okay, how did you first learn that a default judgment had been entered against you in this case?
I was going through my emails and I just happened to see that I had an email from the courts, and that's when I clicked on it and saw the information that.
Now here's where things start to shift. Francisco testifies that he was already clocked in at work when he was supposedly served court papers. This isn't just a defense, it's a direct hit to the credibility of the service itself. The time card becomes his lifeline, and for a moment, it feels like the truth might just be on his side. But in court, evidence speaks louder than confidence.
When you received that order via email, what did you do thereafter?
I immediately started looking for a lawyer to represent and see what action I needed to take to get this resolved.
Okay, did you ever ignore any legal documents or intentionally fail to respond to this lawsuit?
No, ma'am.
And is it your position, had you have been properly served with citation in this position, what would you have done?
The same thing that I did whenever I found out was immediately seek legal advice and get this resolved accordingly.
Okay, were you trying to avoid participating in this case?
No, not at all.
Okay, now let me ask you, you've seen the default order that was signed in this case, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And of the children named in the default order, are you the biological father of all of those children?
No, ma'am. There's one of the children that I am not the biological father to.
And which child is that?
Aiden Jeremiah, Korea.
Now, at the time that this child was born, you and the mother were married, correct?
Yes, we were married.
And you're still married, is that right?
This part hits differently. Francisco claims he never even knew about the lawsuit until he stumbled across the default judgment online. You can see the frustration and disbelief. He's trying to prove that he wasn't ignoring the system, but rather that the system ignored him. The tension is building, and you can sense that something deeper is about to surface.
You are the presumed father of this child. Is it your testimony that you are not the biological father of this child?
Yes, and both me and Miss Norma are aware of
I'm
it.
sorry, I don't mean to interrupt you, but Ms. Korea is
Okay.
making noises. Also, even though you are at home or you're outside, you are in court. So please treat it like court. Please try to get to a stationary location where you can focus on court and not be moving around and not having side conversations during court.
Yes, I am.
We all didn't reach an agreement, so it's real important that everyone hear what's being said. Obviously, you all care enough that you wanted a hearing. You have to participate in the hearing fully. I require that. And then also, we generally take testimony in court. So if you are not the person being asked questions, please don't interrupt or answer or roll your eyes. Wait till it's your turn to be asked questions. If you don't have counsel, you will be given a chance to speak as well. And then, this isn't that relevant for this, but I'm not with the Attorney General's office, so anything you've discussed with them or given to them beyond what's been done in court, I have no knowledge of, and I'm not supposed to have knowledge.
Here comes the emotional explosion. Francisco admits that one of the children isn't biologically his, and the courtroom goes silent. The judge has to step in to keep order as emotions threaten to take over. This isn't just a legal argument anymore. It's personal, raw, and heartbreaking. What started as a procedural hearing now feels like a family tearing at its own foundation.
And you may continue, Ms. Lewis. And Ms. Free, you're in a stationary spot now. You are focused and not having a side conversation. Okay, perfect. Let's proceed, Ms. Lewis.
Thank you, Your Honor. Do you believe that it's appropriate for you to be ordered to pay child support for this child?
No, I'm not the biological father, no.
Okay, and what would you request the court to do regarding this child if this judgment is set aside?
I just get removed from the child support. That what's fair.
Okay, and if the court does set aside this default judgment, what do you plan to do as it relates to the marriage?
We would want to file for divorce and do everything the correct way and get what's needed for the children done and do whatever we need to do to make everything right and get the proper documentation and everything done.
Okay, and would you have claims or requests that you would like to make regarding your property and children or marriage if you had the opportunity to present it?
Yes.
Okay. And have you, well, no further questions for this witness, Your Honor.
Ms. Damani, do you have any questions for Mr. Correa?
Just one question.
Okay.
Mr. Correa, looking at the time card details attached to the motion to set aside default judgment, it does not have your name on it.
Okay.
Where did you obtain a copy of that time card detail?
We have an app on the phone where we clock in and out, and you have to click by name to show you the correct details.
And so how can the court be sure that that was your time card?
I'm not sure if I can log into it and you see me click my name and it shows the time card. I'm gonna see if I can pull it up right now if there's a different way of showing the name or anything. Give me 1 second. Yes, there my name should be at the very top of the time card.
So are you doing this on your computer or on the device, the same device that you're using Zoom on?
No, I'm using another device.
Okay.
So I don't know if I can't screen share it, but I can send it to my attorney and then she can send it to you guys. But it does have my name at the very top. It says Correa Francisco Barriga.
If the court would allow it.
All right, guys, now we dive into a classic courtroom struggle, proof versus presentation. Francisco's time card is challenged because it lacks his name, and suddenly his entire alibi wobbles. You can feel the panic as he fumbles to pull up the document on his phone, desperately trying to show it's legitimate. It's a real reminder that in court, preparation can make or break your truth.
I will allow that.
I just have to click back to the date. Give me 1 second.
If you're able to do it on this device, you could screen share what you're doing.
No, I have it on my work phone. Is the one that has the phone application. Okay. Oh, I don't know if I can if y'all can see it on the screen here. It's Francisco Correa, and then you go to details, and then it shows all the dates and times.
Are you able to go a little closer to the camera? I'm not able to see it.
I'm gonna go back to the page where it shows my name, which will be here at the very top.
Things reach their emotional peak here. The mother confronts Francisco with a photo, forcing him to admit that yes, it's him in the picture. But that doesn't mean he's the biological father. The air gets thick with pain, frustration, and denial. The judge steps in again to control the chaos, but the damage is already done. This is the clip that truly shows the human cost behind courtroom walls.
Oh.
Sorry.
Ms. Damani, were you able to see that?
I'm still not able to see it. I don't know if judge is able to see it.
Yeah, you're probably looking at the earnings summary. If you look at the blue section on top, it says his name.
Yes, and then I just go to the details for
Ms. Damani?
for the week, and then it shows everything.
Yes, thank you. I have no further questions, Judge.
Ms. Correa, do you have any questions you would want Mr. Correa to answer?
Yes. So I thought this was court was about him not getting served, right? But they're bringing up about my son, and I just wanted to
your
show.
questions aren't for me. Your questions are to Mr. Correa. Is this a question for Mr. Correa to answer?
So yes. So
Okay.
my question is this him in the photo with me in the hospital?
That is me, but that doesn't mean he's my biological son.
Okay, hold on. One more question. Is this you with our son?
Yes, I'm not gonna neglect a kid, a good father, just because his father wouldn't step up to the plate. Correct.
So you did raise him since he
Yes,
was a baby, correct?
correct. But he's not my biological son, and you know this.
And did you or did you not tell me that it was going to be your way, that he had no dad, you were the dad, we were married, and this was your
Objection, Your
son?
Honor,
Objection as to
relevance.
relevant. Oh, sorry, relevance.
I'm going to sustain the objection. All I'm addressing today is whether or not I'm going to grant the new trial. So those issues will definitely be at some point addressed, assuming they pursue their claim. But I'm not ruling on that issue today. Do you have any questions regarding the new trial?
Nope, that's it.
Okay. Ms. Lewis, do you have any other witnesses you'd like to call?
No other witnesses, Your Honor.
Ms. Damani, do you have any witnesses you'd like to call?
No witnesses, Your Honor.
Ms. Correa, you do not have an attorney representing you. So if there's anything you'd like to say regarding the new trial, now is your chance to let me know any concerns you might have about it.
Only for the case that he says he did not get served, correct?
Finally, the tension breaks. The judge regains order, hears that no more witnesses remain, and rules to grant a new trial. Relief washes over Francisco as the courtroom quiets down. It's not a victory yet, but it's a second chance. A moment that reminds us justice sometimes just needs a fair shot. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you in the next one.